Hi guys, Bob for Bob's Movie Review here, and today I want to bring you a review of a movie I just watched for the second time. I'm a little late on the review, but Sharknado 3. Oh, hell no. So I reviewed the first two. The first one I loved because it was just so bad. It was good. The second one, they tried too hard to make it so bad it's good, and I had a lot of complaints about it and thought it went downhill a lot. This one, I feel in some ways has rebounded, but in some ways just as terrible as always. So it does have Ian Ziering, Reid returning, and also Cassie, Scerbo. I'm not sure how you say her name. She plays Nova from the first one. I don't think she was in the second one. And then a whole bunch of new people. First off, let's just talk about all the new people. Basically, this has like 50, 60 almost famous people in it, and they kind of like, you might recognize their name or their face, but you might not know who they are, or you know, there's just so many. I'll just start naming some of them off. Frankie, Muniz, David Hasselhoff, Mark Cuban, Bo Derek, Neo, Chris Jericho, Mark McGrath, and many, many more. Most of these characters, they live maybe 10 seconds before a shark eats them. I think Jerry Springer, he didn't even live that long. It was like 3 seconds on screen. You know, they were just there for the little cameos, I guess. Except Frankie Muniz, he does have a bigger part in this. He's in it for a bit. The first time I watched this, and even the second time, I just kind of felt like this movie was really incoherent. And you're just kind of like, what is this movie even really about? Like, I know it's a Sharknado movie, what's the story really gonna be? But it just feels like it jumps around and there's just like nonsense going on constantly, and it's not really about anything. So, Reid is pregnant with Ian Ziering's child, and she's in Florida, I guess, on vacation or whatever at Universal Studios, and he's in Washington DC for whatever reason. I'm not sure if that's ever explained, or maybe that's where he lives, I don't know. But now he's become a Sharknado meteorologist for some reason. Somehow he's like looking at Doppler radar and he's like, well, this is gonna form a Sharknado. I need to talk to the National Weather Service and let them know. What? Why is that? Why does he have to know that the clouds are forming Sharknados? Like, I don't know. I didn't get it. And so basically from there on, it just goes from one Sharknado type event to another. Destroys Washington DC, and then they're like popping up all over the place or something, and then they're gonna form one giant Sharknado, which wasn't that the plot of the second one. Like 3 Sharknados joined to like a mega Sharknado, except for now it's like a Sharknado wall because it's like 5 of them or something, all up and down the eastern United States. And I'm like, this is like so similar to the plot of the second one. And then he even runs into a shark fog thing where like the sharks are flying through the fog. I was like, what's even going on here? Why? You know? So he's basically trying to make his way to Florida, obviously, to save his wife, his unborn child, and his daughter. And he runs into Nova and Frankie Muniz's characters, and they're like Sharknado hunters. Like if you watch like the Storm Chasers or whatever, they're like doing that, and they've got like all these weapons they've designed to fight Sharknados, and so they end up teaming up, and just one nonsensical thing after another happens, and then they're in Florida, and all of the Sharknados are forming together. I don't even know. I mean, like, it's hard to really say because there's like almost no story to this movie at all. And so what did they do right though? I think compared to the second one, one of my biggest complaints was that nothing had any gravity or weight. Sharks were like, you know, helium-filled balloons. In this one, I feel like the effects and the weight of the sharks got more on track. You know, a lot of the stuff was more based into reality. Crash landing a jet into like a little pond and going into space and, you know, all that, no, it's not. But I felt like this movie was, for the most part, a little more believable than the second one. But the story, I think, is the worst out of all of them, because it just, you don't care. It's not about anything. There's nothing, I mean, it's barely held together at all, because it just keeps jumping back and forth between Florida and Finn trying to get to Florida, and the whole, and then just like every time they jump back and forth, it's like another Sharknado forms and more people die. It's like, why does every single shark, like, as soon as they see somebody, they're able to detach from the NATO and then just fly at them and eat them instantly? I just don't get it. So I think towards the end, though, this movie just loses it completely, falls completely apart, loses all sense of reality when they decide they have to shoot it from space to break it up. And then, like, somehow David Hasselhoff swims to the moon from Earth's orbit. I mean, it doesn't. Why? It doesn't make any sense. Why do they have to go to such extreme lengths to make it not make any sense? They also tried in this one to add in a lot of one-liners and jokes, and to me, they were all terrible. There wasn't a single moment in this movie that was funny at all. I don't know why. Terrible, you know, terrible script, terrible delivery. This is just not an enjoyable movie. They should have stopped at 1. I liked 1, you know, but they keep cashing in on it, and we keep watching them. But I just don't think they're gonna go back to the magic they had in the first one. So for me, I just really didn't enjoy this one. It's just, I think this one really could have used a better story, you know. But they just, I don't. What can you make the story about? I guess, I don't know. I don't write movies, but so for score on this, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you guys next time. If you're interested, be sure to subscribe on YouTube, follow on Facebook, follow on Twitter, and follow on Instagram.